What's up, Mirandigas? We're back with another Persona video. So I found this article. I got a shout out to Reddit, Ring Impossible 739. Wada explains why Persona MCs are male students. Now, Kazuhisa Wada, if you don't know, sorry if I'm mispronouncing his name. He's the creative producer at Atlus, and he's the one. If you want to know, like give you a little bit of memory or nostalgia, he's the one that talked about like FemC not being in reload, and also like how time and constraints and everything. I believe he's also the one who talked about the answer and everything. So he's a creative producer and stuff. So let's go. Okay, see, yeah, Kazuhisa Wada. I did read this a bit. There was one thing I disagreed with. So for context, there are only 3 protagonists in the Persona series that are female, at least. If you don't count one of the mobile games and stuff like that, which I haven't played, so I can't count them. But proper Persona protagonist with social links and everything is only one. That's FemC. Student protagonists are only 2, Aegis and FemC, though you don't see Aegis' student life that much. And the only other female protagonist is actually an adult, Maya. She has job and everything, so she's not a student. So just minimum spoilers, but just giving you the context of that. Over the many years the Persona series has been around, some fans have wondered why the majority of the game's protagonists are male students, and the producer now offered an answer. The trend was continued in Persona's most recent entry, Persona 5, which took the world by storm upon release. Okay, it's like, I mean, yeah, it's the recent Persona game has a trend to, okay. Persona has been a well-loved RPG series that spun off the original Shin Megami Tensei. Yeah, this is what you gotta also understand. I'm gonna talk about this, but original Megami Tensei series. As both series have continued side by side, Persona has almost always had a male protagonist, with the only exceptions being Eternal Punishment, Persona 3 Portable, and Persona 3's Epilogue, which is the answer or episode, I guess. However, even Portable, the female protagonist, is technically non-canon. Yeah, this is what I disagree. No. Persona, and honestly, at this point, any series that exists, I want to say this in a grain of salt, because obviously there might be differences in different series. I'm a Dragon Ball community, there's this non-canon, canon debate, and I don't know much about, there's like Naruto community, but they don't do debates on that. It's just, yeah, movies fun. The concept of non-canon is very now non-existent in a lot of communities, because the concept of timeline exists, the concept of different universes exists. So Megami Tensei, Persona isn't, so I haven't played Shin Megami Tensei but that's where it starts. But like basically Shin Megami Tensei and Persona are 2 different timelines, and I don't want to spoil a Persona game, but there's a Persona game which talks about multiple timelines and its existence and stuff like that. So here's the thing. Saying that FemC is non-canon is wrong, because there are multiple timelines, universes, stuff like that. Sure, when she released, maybe it was like FemC is non-canon. Now it's a different story. Like now, like everything is canon. Everything that can be part of a universe is canon. Like, you can even make the argument, because there are different timelines, you can make the argument that Persona 5 Strikers, Persona 5 Royal, and Persona 5 Tactica, even though they are like different timelines, they're all canon. So I don't know much about Tactica, but yeah, they're all canon. So that's the thing. Meaning that the only non-male and non-student protagonists are from Persona 2 Eternal Punishment and Persona 3 Epilogue. I mean, I guess do agree with that, but like I guess is a student though. And in Reload, you technically get linked episodes, but it's like that's not Aegis' school life you look at. So now the producer of the Persona series, Kazuhisa Wada, has explained why this tends to be the case. Speaking at the CEDEC, but I don't know, this is a Japan conference, I'm assuming, where conference, Wada said that the Persona games are intended to be coming-of-age stories with a theme of growing up. As such, choosing high school students to be the majority of the Persona protagonists and party members simply makes sense, as junior high school years tend to be when people start getting taste of adult life. That is true. High school is a weird period when you're a kid, then you're in the middle, transitioning from a kid to an adult, and then you're, or like teen, and then you're starting to become a young adult. You're not an adult fully, but you're starting to become a young adult. So yeah, that makes sense. It's also, it's like social links are more easy to do, like in school settings, because they've been doing it for years. So like that also is one of the reasons, I'm assuming. But like P1 and P2 had like students. As for the protagonist, what about the gender? As for the gender, Wada said that was mostly down to the perceived differences of mental maturity. I did read this, I want to talk about this, of girls and boys. Wada noted that high school female students tend to have a higher mental age or be mature than their male counterparts. As such, the males have more space to grow and evolve, making them a better choice for the protagonist in this context. With that said, Wada knows that it's not out of the question for the protagonists of the games to be either female and non-students. The reason I say I read that is because I was actually before... this was 3 days ago. I found it like 2 days ago. So now I was like, okay, I gotta think on this, because I gotta share my experience, which is like 2010, 2000... Not 2010, like 2013, 14, 15, 16, stuff like that. So I gotta share like that, in my opinion. I do agree with this, but it's one of those things where, like in my experience, I've noticed that guys are more like, when they're in that, I want to say this in a way that this doesn't hurt anyone, you know what, offend anyone, but I'm gonna say guys are more childish, in my opinion. Like, they're ready to screw themselves over for fun. They're gonna cook themselves. They're gonna like get injuries out of beyond. They're gonna have like, oh, like guys are like this. They'll read something, it says this can hurt you. They'll be like, nah, I'm gonna do my own thing, like Miles Morales. And when they get hurt, then they're like, oh, it does hurt. Then they won't do it. Or maybe like they'll be like, you know what, let's try again. Maybe I'm immune. Maybe my pain resistance. Like, they're gonna give like stupid excuses, stuff like that. So that is one more thing I have noticed. So in that case, I will be honest, yes, females in that regard are, because females will read something, they get curious, they'll be like shocked and stuff like that. We guys are like, hell yeah, let's try this out. Not every guy and females are like this, but males and females are like this. But that's my experience from that time. And then there's another point, is that I've noticed that guys are more, I want to say, less emotional. Females are more emotional in that regard. So it's yin and yang. It's like one thing is, why say yin and yang? That means something else. It's like one thing offsets the another. I do agree, but writing a female character can be fun if this is the issue. You can just make it that, because here's the thing about Persona protagonists. They're already most of the time superior than their fellow classmates and everyone, even adults. Why not create a character that does just that? You don't need to create the protagonist that grows, but the protagonist is the reason that other characters grows. I think it's called a flat character, which the flat character means the character itself won't grow, but because of his personality and, you know, his whole shtick and everything, and his maturity, but there's a plane flying outside, I'm assuming, and maturity and everything, it could be like that character is helping improve like other characters. So that is something they can do, stuff like that, right? Or they can just add other elements to it, because I do agree they have high mental age, but they could add more stuff for development. Like, I remember seeing Maya, and like I was like, oh damn, Maya is really good. And I do agree they think that way, because Maya is actually, if you haven't played P2, she is really mature. She is older though, but she is really mature. Like, even mature than like the male adult cast if you played Eternal Punishment. So I do agree this line of thinking. So yeah, maybe. And if you think about it, I guess it's a robot, so they can do whatever the hell they want with it. Like, sure, she's a female, but like they can be like, oh yeah, we can just add our twist to it. She's a robot, so stuff like that. or be more mature than them account. As such, the males have more space to grow and evolve, making them a better choice for playing the content with said Wada knows that it's kind of okay. I read this. At the moment, it remains to be seen whether Persona 6 will shake up this. Remember that the Game Awards. I still think Persona 6 will be announced this year, by the way. I still think it would. My best bet is it's gonna, because Xbox is now part of P6 and now like Atlus and Persona and stuff. We'll see something with Atlus's show for Persona 6. This is something I feel like will happen. Let me tell you what we'll see. We're gonna see this year the Switch 2 announcement. We're gonna see Persona 6. We're not gonna see Persona 4 Remake. I doubt that. Maybe I'm wrong. But one more thing we could see is maybe with the Switch 2 announcement, we can see Persona 2 Reload for Switch 2. Or next year we can see that with Reload for Switch 2. Yeah, see, here it is. Switch 2 launching with 3 versions. Yeah. I don't know about that one. But like Switch 2. And maybe that's the thing. And Persona 2 Reload might get some updates in there. My best bet is FMC, but I don't think that's happening. This common mold of the series, many players have asked for an older Persona protagonist like Eternal Punishment, perhaps, as the fandom that has been with the series since the start has grown older themselves. Based on Wada's reasoning, there's still room for even adults to continue growing and maturing throughout their lives. A college or just post-college age protagonist, for example, might be an interesting take. Unfortunately, though Persona 5 is now 8 years old, no real reveals have been made regarding a 6th main entry in the franchise. However, Atlus has kept fans for the 5th entry busy introducing Persona 5 Royal. Persona 5. Yeah, they have made the dancing, strikers, tactica. You couldn't write 5X. No, I don't. Here's the thing. This shouldn't be called Persona 5. This was done because Persona 5's name is big. I'm telling you right now. Years down the line where they're going to have reloads, collab, force collab. I don't think this is gonna be a thing. By the way, there's another theory. I'm gonna toss it out there. Maybe I'll make a video about it. When Persona 4's remake will be announced. It's gonna be announced with this. There's a collab with P5 Persona 5X, not mobile. Persona 5X is gonna come around. And I feel like that's when they'll announce it or it will be released. Persona 4's remake. The reason I say that, I don't know if you've played a lot of gachas. I have. 7 Deadly Sins, Dokkan, Dragon Ball Z Dokkan, Dragon Ball Legends, Pokemon Masters, stuff like that. I've played a lot of them, Konosuba Fantastic Days, and even Genshin and stuff like that. Usually, when collabs happen, there's like that, the series they're collabing with is on peak. So, especially I played Dokkan, that's where they don't collab outside, they only collab with Dragon Ball. Usually when collabs happen with other games, so like Kakarot released, not with Kakarot, that was Legends that did that, yeah. Dragon Ball Legends released a Kakarot Goku, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot the game released. Xenoverse released, Dokkan released, Xeno Trunks, Mira and Toa, the characters from Xenoverse. Fighters released, Ender 21, stuff like that. So usually when there's collabs, it means there's a peak point coming for that series. And unless they do a spin-off, which I doubt, what do I think is the peak point for Persona 4 at this time? Persona 4 Remake. So this is something that will happen when this collab happens. And this is also the reason, unfortunately, I believe we will not see a Persona 1 and 2 remake anytime soon. Maybe ports. I don't know. We will like you... wait, we hope you like the items we're coming to... what? Is there something... Oh, Royal. I'll play this. I'm actually thinking... It will take a few months, but I'm actually thinking of making a weird short with Royal. It's not a weird but funny type short, so... yeah. Should I see what people are saying? I think it'd be cool if the next how the Persona protagonist tend to be semi-blank state. So yeah, that is true. It's like you are the protagonist. Like if it's male or female, I've always said this. I don't want male. Here's the thing. I've said this 1,000 times. I've seen a lot of handsome males on my screen at this point. Give me some handsome females. I've said that time and time again, so I don't mind. Also, one more thing, I gotta respect you guys, Persona community. People say you guys are toxic. You are only with a bit with the relationships. Right now, Witcher 4 got released, and it's like, bro, that character is already in the game. No, people are like, no, it's woke. Like, whenever there's a female character, it's like, People start saying it's woke at this point, and I'm just no. At least I'm happy that Persona protagonists, Persona community is like, there are some few I know, but they're like, we want female characters, we want to be woke or something like that. There's no woke because one of my favorite, like, some of my favorite characters are females. Like, if you played Gravity Rush, Cat and Raven, and Horizon, Aloy, Last of Us, Ellie, and other guys. Like, I have like some of my, even Kotone I've said I really love, and Maya. So the real reason is that many players would have a fit if they had to play as a girl, and just add lesbians. Who cares? While women are simply expected to play and date as boys without complex. Wait, what? Oh. Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking. Atlus needs to make new games. Oh, that is true. Touching doesn't pay attention to them, but was back comment section. You're absolutely right. The game is for nerdy boys, not for that stuff. It is. It is a weird excuse, but it's sad, but it's true. There are a lot of people who are like that will just go, no, female needs to be don't do like this is what I was talking about, like woke culture, like go not woke culture, but going like if there's like here's the thing. A female in any game does anything like reliable or fight or kill or do something or goes on an adventure, the game becomes woke for some reason for everyone, which I think is wrong. Like, I don't get why that's a thing, and sadly this is a thing. And yeah, this you can make the argument, like, I want to say it's simply sexism in a sense, but it is sexism in a sense. Like, I'm gonna put it, this is but I have seen this less in the Persona community. So I think them using a female protagonist is gonna work well, because there are people who are like, right now people are mad at Kotone is because the fans just want her to be in the remake, and people just are like tired of hearing that. So I doubt this is gonna be a thing. And if you just want to be like that, just, you can date everyone. Not everyone. Like, if there's a character like Junpei, you shouldn't be able to date him, but you can like date everyone. Like, people understood what I meant when I say that. So, or I guess if there's a, you know, like adult that, you guys know, no pedophilia. Though at this point, Persona is one of the series that are a lot of pedophiles in it, so I don't know. No buying it. Okay, what if Nier Automata, Stellar Blade, or this list? Yeah, see? Though Stellar Blade, here's the thing. Stellar Blade, people are like, oh, hot woman. Hot woman. So, yeah. Mixed, okay, Atelier, yeah. He's just talking, this guy is talking about series Final Fantasy, like in return. Okay, this is all Final Fantasy. I saw also Tales of Berseria. Tales of Berseria is so, I haven't completed that. I played like 5 hours. I was like, I thought I played like 20 hours. It's so slow. Like, Tales of Berseria, I gotta get back to that. But damn, that was so slow. Like, just make a Persona game with non-binary where you can do whatever the player sees and make them so you can, yeah. For the growing with your audience. The thing, Persona hasn't grown with, so the people who played P3 and P4 when they came out, high school P5 are high skilling ones. Audience most likely is in high school. A lot of capitalized massage, sure, but the best reason them grounding rules are. Yeah. Then there's, if you craft for them, you will get some of the minority, but once you decide to vote for more, you lose. Just ask. BioWare, okay. Business 101, the majority of players who play dudes, you care. The thing is, the reason I agree with this a lot, this isn't rocket science. This isn't a problem in the West. This is a thing in Japan. This is one thing I gotta tell you guys, is a lot of companies that are Japan based first cater towards their Japanese audience, and then cater towards the, like, outside audience, international audience. So I can see it depends. Depending on how they do the female protagonist, I can actually see them pulling this off. But it is one of those things where I doubt they're gonna listen to their like Western and international fans first, then the Japanese fans, because first Japanese fans come first for them, Atlus, because this is a Japanese series. Then we'll look into the international fans and everything. It's not like they won't look into it or listen to them, but it's one of those things when, in my opinion, when maybe it's changed, but usually when I've noticed is that Japanese only games or like Japanese origin games that have originated from Japan, they like focus more on the Japanese audience first and then the international audience because obviously they gotta make money. Alright, my round guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, click on notification bell. Tell me what you guys think about this article. I think this article, it was good. There's some iffy things here like calling FMC non-canon and stuff like that, and sure, this is a good reason, but I think they can work around it because it's still fiction at the end of the day. And people's comments, I think there's some points to be pointed out, but then there's other points that have like counters. So tell me what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe, click on notification bell. I'm trying to make this YouTube thing an actual thing. See you guys next time with another Dragon Ball, Shin Megami, Persona, whatever video. I'm going to put this picture here because this is actually a good picture. I'll see you guys next time. I'm looking here to stop recording. Bye, 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 bye.